Hey you guys, so today I'm going to talk to you all about how I stay organized. So this is something that I really feel like I do an awesome job at, not to be like, oh, toot my own horn or anything, but I do feel like I'm a very organized person, and that has its faults and it has its benefits, beyond more benefits, but I am a huge planner, a huge just like control freak when it comes to like making lists and everything. And the funny thing is, someone actually sent me this picture, or like, you know, mentioned me and tagged me in an Instagram picture, which was like on one of those amazing invention Instagrams with like people taking notes in the shower. It's like a waterproof notepad, and that is me to a T. I'm a huge note person. It is how I stay organized, because I will tell you that if you write something down, you are 10 million times more likely to actually get it accomplished, and it feels so good to cross it off. You will not even believe it. So if you're not an organized person, here are just some of my tips and tricks on how I stay organized from like back when I was in school. I'm going to share with you some things, and then also my like how I stay organized now, because I'm not in school but I still need to get stuff done every single day. So we're going to start with, first of all, just making a to-do list. I like to do one every single night, and I kind of like to just do it for the day that I'm going to be doing it. If I have long-term lists, I don't typically write them. I normally just put like everyday list. I'll just take some blank paper, and I love this clipboard. I got this clipboard from Target, and yes, I have a clipboard from my own house. It's kind of strange, but it's what happens. It's just a small clipboard. I put a bunch of paper on it, just some blank paper. I like to do it like this just so I can see everything, and then I literally write the day, and then sometimes I'll write to-do list or something like that, but I'll just write the day of it and everything that I want to get done. So I'll either make it, I like to do it at night because I'm one of those people that can't sleep if I have a million things going on in my mind, so I like to write it all down the night before. That's something that both my mom and dad have taught me like huge. My mom was always a huge journaler, and my dad is always someone who couldn't sleep unless he got everything out the night before. So I'm kind of like a mix between the two of them. So I always like to kind of put out a list. So for instance, this morning I had a lot of stuff to get accomplished. It's my day off. I like to make to-do lists on my day off, especially because I feel like I have so much to get done in those 2 days that I have off a week that I need to like sit down and get stuff done. So I wrote down everything, especially little things like even working out, doing the dishes. I break down like cleaning into like sections, so it's like not a huge task to clean my whole entire apartment. And I can like break it down by rooms and what I want to do in each room, so I can cross off that thing and then eventually cross off the bigger thing. It just helps me see that it's not so overwhelming, and that there's a lot of little things that I can do and get done with them. So for instance, like I wrote down that I had to go to the shop to pay for my car this morning. I had to exchange these oranges that I got at the grocery store that were no good. So I wrote that down. Just little stuff that helped me remind myself to do it, so I'm not like sitting at bed like, I hope I remember to do the oranges tomorrow, because I'm not the most forgetful. I am pretty forgetful, so I'm not, you know, going to say that I could remember everything that I think about the night before. So if I write it down, it's way better. Something that I hate to do, workout. So I went for a run with Bella today, so I wrote down workout because that would help me actually get it done. And then like giving Bella a bath, all those sort of things. And then I even broke down all the things that I wanted to film, edit, and post. So this is sort of my first thing I do on a day-to-day basis. Every single night I will write my to-do list for the next day, especially on day off, or I'll even write it like the morning before the next day. And then over in this corner, I'll put in like little things that I have to do by the end of the week. So if I want to have certain videos up by the end of the week, or I need to pay certain bills by the end of the month, typically I'm on auto pay with my bills. I will tell you that if you are a bill payer, auto pay your bills. I'm not kidding you. It saves you so much time, and you get an email telling you how much that it was charged beforehand. So it's not like you're like, you know, not remembering, but you are, but it's more of like subconscious, because we have so much stuff to do in our everyday life. So I totally recommend auto bill pay. So that's like my number one, is a clipboard with just a to-do list every single night. If you have a lot going on and you can't sleep at night, that might be your number one issue, is just getting it all down so you don't forget it. And like I do that for like the night before I'm leaving on an airplane. I'll write down like chargers, because that's the silliest thing that you probably forget all the time, but if you just wrote it down, you'd remember and it'd be fine. So that is the first thing that I wanted to talk about. Second things are Sticky notes. I use these all the time. I will actually put them on like my door to remind myself to do stuff. Like I'll put it on my door as I go outside so I remind myself. So I like remind myself that I have something to do. So I just love sticky notes. I use them all the time at work as well to communicate with people because they're so easy to just write something down and be done. I'll stick them on my computer. I will use these things for anything, especially when I had assignments due in college and stuff. I would write these in my agenda so that way I could just throw them away when I was done with them. But Post-it notes, sticky notes, greatest invention of the entire world. You can get lots of fun colors and these things literally will save your life. I will be like, write down my small little amount of groceries that I want, stick it to my little wristlet, and then I'll remember that when I go to the grocery store or something like that. This literally saves my life. So yeah, sticky notes. I also have this super cute little, I love notepads, but this one's super cute. I have to mention, has my name on it. It's monograms. This is from Bronte Design. Not sure, I'll have the name listed right here. I was actually gifted this, one of my sweet subscribers. She actually works for the company. Or I think it's her company in general. She owns it. I'll go ahead and list that website down below. I also have a Tumblr from there, and I got this notepad. Just such a cute little website. You have to check it out. So monogram stuff, if you're like one of those little girly girls like me, this might really help you, and these are awesome. I like writing small to-do lists, just like something that I need to do at the end of my workday, like from 6 p.m. on, since I don't have like a huge thing to do. I'll write stuff like this. Grocery lists, again, of course. These things are just so handy. I actually keep one of this, like normally I keep this right in my car with me so I can honestly remember to write something down if I'm like in the middle of the car. Not like driving, clearly, but you know what I mean. These things are amazing. Monogram notepads are just a cute, fun way to kind of take notes. If you're not like a plain person and you like some fun in your life, that's something that I totally recommend. Again, going along with cute things to help you, just like working out, you want cute shoes, cute outfit, just like taking notes and staying organized. Cute pens and cute pencils are so helpful. I find these right in the dollar section at Target, so these are some cute little mechanical pencils and a cute little pen. These are just fun because they help making notes and staying organized. So much fun. So they're so cheap. You can buy these super cheap. You can also buy like really nice pens and pencils if you want, but these are just fun. I like looking at them and having them around. I just take notes with them, and it may seem really stupid and simple, but it's one of those things that it's just like, if you like doing it, you're gonna do it. So I totally recommend some cute pens and pencils. They're so cheap, and yeah, they're fun to just write with. Okay, so something that I did a lot when I was living in my dad's place in Bradenton, which is an hour away from my work, and I always liked doing to-do lists and like remembering while I was driving home, like I had a lot of time, and I didn't obviously have a pen and paper to write down stuff. I do not like using my phone as like to put notes on it. Typically, I don't find it as like reminding and like really like permanent as writing it down for me, because I'm thinking it, I'm seeing it, I'm writing it. So I never really like to use like my calendar or anything like that in my phone, but if that works for you, totally use it. But one thing that has really worked for me is this voice memos app. So I will go ahead and record something on my voice memos app while I'm driving or while I'm in the middle of something, and then I will go home and I will write it out. That has always helped for me for like video ideas, just random spur of the moments that I get that I do not want to forget. I will go ahead and use like a voice memo if I'm driving long distance, but I do not like to use this as like something to remind me to do everyday things, because I'm just not good at remembering my phone. My phone texts, takes pictures, and calls, and that is about it, you guys. I do not use half the million functions that the iPhone has, but if you do, there's tons of amazing apps. There's sticky note apps on here. There's just a lot of stuff, but with notes on my phone, I just never really use them, so I never recommend anything. But the voice memos app is something that already comes on your phone, and it's perfect for if you're like a long driver or commuter to work and you like have your brain rambling off little ideas. That's perfect. Okay, moving on to when I was in school. Ever since I was in high school, like middle school, anything, our school always gave us planners, but even when I came into college, I loved getting a new planner every year. So this is just one that I got at Target. It was from 2014, and it's just plain kind of, I like the big one so I can write everything down. This was literally from when I was in school. I will show you what I have. Well, obviously this one had like the months, and then let me just show you some some examples that I had from when I was in school. So this was like the size of the days, which I really liked, and I would write down literally everything that I had to do. Over in the corner I would write down like, I don't know, I normally wrote down more. Gosh. Okay, here's for one instance, like I would write down like what was due up here, like what tests I had, and then for marketing class, entrepreneurship class, that I had a test, that I had to type up different things. We had a class lab exercise. I just wrote down everything. These were super helpful, and then I could just cross off what I had already done. Again, if I wrote it down, I'd be 10,000 times more likely to do it. If, say, I knew I had a paper due in like a month, but I wrote it down in my journal like every day for homework, I was more likely to look at it and remember it than if I wrote it that I was due in a month and just wrote the due date down a month from then. I wouldn't be likely to do it. So I'm telling you, even if things that you do not like to do, if you see them in writing, you almost hold yourself subconsciously responsible for it. Like you just are like, well, I wrote that down, I should probably do it because I'll be letting myself down and I won't be able to cross it off my list. And if I do not cross something off my list from that day, I always carry it on to the next day. So if I didn't like doing it that day, I'm not gonna like doing it the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day, and I'm gonna think to myself, dang girl, you just need to do it already. Because you keep writing it down, you just need to do it. So definitely a planner if you are in school, a lifesaver. I'm not kidding you. It will help you remember the littlest things. You'll never miss an assignment. You're always gonna be on top of it, and I'm telling you, it's a godsend. So planner, planner, planner. Even if you're not a planner, be a planner. So that's that. Something that I do still to this day, and I used to do when I was in school as well, is I have one of these dry erase boards, and I took this off of my computer desk. This may seem like, I think a lot of people do this. My mom actually has one of these in her kitchen. She writes down all of her appointments, all of her haircuts, all of birthdays, all that kind of stuff, and it's so helpful. So here is my example. I got this again at Target, I think, and I just write down all the days, the month, and then I kind of write down what's going on. So like it's my mom's birthday, all the holidays. I typically will write down my work schedule in red down at the bottom, and I'll cross off day by day that I went to New York. Happy birthday to me. So I love these things. I keep this right above my desk in my bedroom above my computer. So this kind of helps me. I used to write my tests on it so I could kind of see an overall picture of it, but typically I'll just write that bills are due, sort of birthdays, just so I can remember to wish people happy birthday, and special events that are kind of coming up that are long term, just so that I remember and I don't think double book or anything like that. I have it all right here the whole month ahead of me, which is kind of nice instead of just like a week planner, because you don't typically look weeks ahead. Something like this is perfect so you can see exactly when your tests are, so you can ask off for work if you're in college or something like that. You can plan study dates, anything like that. One of those things are perfect. So that's basically how I stay daily organized as I write to-do lists, how I stayed weekly organized with my planner, and then monthly organized with my dry erase board. That is pretty much my entire organization tips, you guys, but I really, really, really recommend you starting to kind of write things down that you find are really hard, or if you find yourself super disorganized, try at least one of these methods. One I guarantee will work for you, and you will be so much better off in like your progress to becoming an organized, planned person. And I know a lot of people think I may be a tiny little bit crazy because I even try to plan out the bad things that happen to me, not just the good things or the day-to-day things. I am a crazy planner, but you know what? I always expect what's going to happen to me. I planned it somehow. So I know that while you are busy planning your life is happening. So don't become an over crazy planner like me. And there are a lot of things that I can't plan and I can't control in my life, but while I'm controlling my day-to-day things, it helps with my, you know, crazy control ways, and ends up leading to somewhere. Even if you plan to do something in your life, it might not end up that way, but you are at least getting to some point, which is part of a plan anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've had so many requests on how I stay organized and planned throughout my life while I'm working, I'm doing YouTube, and you know, just living my life, you guys. So this sums up kind of how I do it. Let me know any of your organization tips down below that you like swear by, that help you stay organized. And if you are, you know, a non-organizer, I hope this helped and you pick one of these things to kind of get your life rolling. So I love you guys so much. I hope you found these tips helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.